author Louis Paul DeGrito. In this video, we're going to talk about my 6th and 7th novel, which are the Calling and Protector series. The first one, The Legend of Chief, originally started out as The Mighty Adventures of Mouse the Cat. Mouse ends up being the heroine, but the editors said, hey, a lot of your book is about Mouse's dad, Chief, so ended up changing the title and calling it The Legend of Chief. And then when I wrote the second in the series, ended up calling it The Mighty Adventures of Mouse the Cat. I always thought that was a clever title, given that a mouse, of course, is a cat's enemy, but there's a lot of background on why I called it Mouse, and that's because I actually had a cat named Mouse at one time, and it's because she was a runt and she was so small. So let's talk about what the book's about. The first one, The Legend of Chief. Chief is a protector, a cat who has a calling to protect humans from vermin and evil. Nicknamed the Bronx Bruiser, he moves with his owner Sam to a high-rise complex that has gone green and uses cats rather than poison to drive out the rodents. Chief's daughter Mouse was born a runt. She struggles to live up to her father's significant reputation and soon realizes that she must solve her problems not through brute strength but through alliances with others. She works with Lady, an advice-giving canary, Carl, an escaped cockatoo who hangs out with pigeons, and Littlefoot, a small fancy mouse with very good ears. When a group of hoodlum rats led by a deviant lab rat named Bragger break the truce between the cats and the rats, a battle for the apartment complex ensues. Faced with losing her home and all her father has fought for, Mouse and her allies must stand up to Bragger. Can a small amount of courage have a giant impact? In this novel, for middle readers, a small fluffy cat teams up with a canary, a cockatoo, and a fancy mouse in order to protect her home from a villainous hoodlum rat. So when we talk about the villainous hoodlum rat and what the story's about is a small cat trying to make friends and alliances. That's where we got the cover design, which they had several pictures of rats, but I made sure I picked the bigger rat in the background, which was kind of unkept and looked a little bit scarier. And in the foreground is Mouse meeting Littlefoot, and this is actually one of my favorite scenes in the book as well, is Mouse is out patrolling, her and her father Chief patrol, and she's learning from her father how to patrol the complex, and he lets her take a floor, and she takes this area that's the laundry room. Well, she goes into the laundry room and notices this pair of pants moving across the floor. So I want you to imagine a pair of kids' pants moving across the floor very slowly, and she knows something's wrong with that, so she puts her paw out on the pants and stops him, but the little bubble underneath the pants keeps moving out, and pretty soon this little mouse pulling a sucker emerges. And of course then the mouse notices, hey, I'm not alone, and looks up, and the cat, which actually is named Mouse, looks at her, and of course this little fancy mouse is an escaped pet, doesn't know it's a mouse at the time, looks up and is like, hi, right? Because it doesn't know it's supposed to be scared of the cat. And Mouse the cat proceeds to tell it, well, you better run. I'm supposed to eat vermin and protect the apartment from vermin. And the little mouse says, why should I run? Is something scary coming? And he's, no, I'm the scary thing. Oh, I didn't know that. And well, you're impacting my job. If I don't do my job, my dad's going to get mad at me. So the little fancy mouse then says, oh, okay, well, let me help you out. Maybe if I run a little bit. And then Mouse decides, well, I don't know if I can eat you now. And they end up becoming friends, but it's a very cute scene between the two of them. So Bragger, the villainous rat, in the first one. The second one, continuation, I came out with 2 years later. Mouse is a fluffy cat who was born a runt and daughter of a protector, a group of cats destined to protect humans from vermin and evil. Despite the name she received because of her small size, Mouse has giant plans. After she rescues a few of her friends from an animal control facility, Mouse cannot help but notice the other trapped animals certain to face an unspeakable fate. Trusting her calling and courage, Mouse allies herself with a rat, cockatoo, bulldog, a fancy mouse, weasel, raccoon, and some jazz-loving alley cats to free the animals. But little does she know that their path forward is full of dangers that include vicious dogs, coyotes, crossing roads, and self-doubt. While Mouse has the courage to overcome her insecurities and lead the group to safety, In this tale of adventure and courage, a tiny cat with a big heart takes on a special mission to rescue a group of animals from a horrible fate. So these are probably two of the easiest books I've written. They have really fun characters in them that I found easy to write. And when we get into what inspired it next, I'll talk more about sharing the poetry and the songs. But I want to share with you some of the reviews of this book as well. Cleverly titled chapters add interest and break up the action into easily digestible episodes. Throughout the novel, many of the characters burst into songs, a means of sharing their story or offering a philosophical insight. These rhyming interludes have great cadence and add a spirit of fun which lightens up potentially grim moments in the story. With its sweet kitten heroine and environmental themes, this novel will resonate with readers of all ages. Most upper elementary age children will find The Calling Protectors an appealing and easy read, and the structure and writing style make it a good candidate for a family or classroom read aloud. Themes of environmentalism, animal treatment, progress, and the value of teamwork will resonate with readers of all ages, making this a thoughtful choice for integrational sharing. That's Clarion Reviews. The animal world of this novel feels well-rounded, varied, and rich as an human community, but despite its seriousness, the novel is also charming, fun, and entertaining. Its many wonderful songs, Alley Cat Sing the Blues, for example, absolutely beg for transformation into an animated movie. The satisfying ending will have readers cheering out loud and waiting hopefully for the next book in this series, an exciting story for animal lovers about courage, resilience, and working together. That's Forward Reviews. The Calling of the Protectors, A Legend of Chief by Louis Paul DeGrado is an excellent book that will hold great appeal with youth audiences. With a message of hope and courage against all odds, young readers are sure to love this book, wrapped up tidily with a feel-good ending and the assurance that while hard work and determination, even the underdog can rise above the most daunting of situations. DeGrado hits a home run with this empowering read. Recommended for home and school libraries, The Calling Protectors Legend Chief earns a literary classic seal of approval. So literary classics, I actually placed finalists in their book of the year awards for juvenile and actually won the gold award. So that is one of my big achievements for this series. It also received what they call Editor's Choice and Rising Star, which gave me book buyback agreements, helping with the marketing for both of these. As well as being online, the marketing aspect is very important for when I go do book signings. Bookstores are willing to bring it in at no cost to them because they can sell it back to the publisher or return it to the publisher without cost to them. So that's about Calling of the Protectors.